Hello, this is Mrs. Taylor. I wanted to go over number 22 and 23 from your study guide to kind of piggyback on the solutions provided. So number 22 is a very straightforward question. It says create the equation of a line with a slope of 4 that contains the point 2, -5 in point slope form. Point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And if they give you the slope, that is substituted in for m. And if they give you a point, that is your x1 and your y1. So this is simply a problem with all the information given to you, and you just substitute it in. Slope of 4 goes into the equation in place of m. The point 2, -5, 2 is your x1, so it goes here. -5 is your y1. It's minus y1 minus -5 turns into +5. So that's where that answer comes from. Now number 23, it states parallel lines have the same slope. Of the linear equations below, which are parallel? And so you have this equation, this one, and this one. So if we're asked which are parallel, they're really saying which have the same slope. So what I need to do for each of these equations is find the slope. Well, this second one, the slope is sitting right here. This is point slope form, and m, which is this number here, is my slope. It's given. Done. And then this equation is in slope-intercept form. That's the value for m, and therefore that's the slope. And if I look, these two equations don't have the same slope. So I know that one of these will not be the answer. The first equation is in standard form. So what I did was I converted it to slope-intercept form by getting y by itself. So those steps would be to subtract 3x from both sides and then divide by -2. And once I divide each term by -2, this is my equation. So this equation and this equation would graph the exact same line. This is standard form. This is slope-intercept form. And now I have slope-intercept. I know the slope of this first equation is 3/2. And now I'm noticing that this third equation and this first equation have the same slope. Now for the last one. Now this last equation is not in any form. So I made a choice to put it in slope-intercept form, and I'm going to solve for y. So I'm going to do that work over here so that you can see it written out. So it would be -3x equals -2y plus 4. I'm going to get y by itself first by subtracting the 4 from both sides. These are not like terms, so I just write -3x minus 4 is -2y. 4 and -4 make 0. And then the last step would be to divide by -2. So -3 divided by -2, that's a decimal. So I'll write it as a fraction. Negative divided by negative makes positive. And then -4 divided by -2 is +2. So now I have y by itself, which means I have mx plus b, making m 3/2, which means my last equation also has a slope of 3/2. So the first equation and then the last two, all three had the same slope, therefore they are parallel.